Hey guys, it's Simon here with HobbiesofaMan. Once again, today we're going to be looking at the last issue in the second arc of Conan the Barbarian's latest iteration. This is still by Jim Butcher, sorry, not Jim Butcher, Jim Sub, sorry, with art by Doug Braithwaite, and the colorist is still the same, who is probably the only reason I don't like this artwork, which sucks because, you know, I don't really want to dislike it, but it just, I don't know, the coloring really doesn't work for me. But we're back to Del Toro next week, so, next month. So I'm curious to see if I'm going to still love it or if I'm going to have some issues getting back into that art style. I'm not really sure. Here's a cover. It looks really, really great. I love it. I think that, you know, this person, whoever this is, Ashley Zanicki, should draw covers for Deja Torres stuff. John Carter stuff, because this vibe is freaking perfect. I love it. I like the way that they did like the, you know, the gold bra there. Really, really nice. However, this doesn't really fit with anything in the book, so it is what it is. I mean, I guess it kind of fits with the beginning of the book, the beginning of the issue, which I'll explain now, because it happens on Bellet's boat. Conan and Bellet are having a bit of a lover's quarrel. And the narrator is talking about memories being super important and their value as both a tool and a reminder of better times, and also like how they cut deep and how they can affect you negatively, right? Or jar you out of situations, right? And this is really important because of the situation that Conan finds himself in right now. The spirits are talking about what happened in issue 4 of the series, way back when Conan breaks the Black Stone, and when he meets with Brule, right? The ancient Pict who was best friends with Cole. Well, best friends might be too strong of a word. Brother in arms with Cole the Conqueror, Cole the King? King Cole, whatever. I don't remember what his like epithet is, but yeah, with Cole, right? And basically, we go through this kind of rundown through Conan's history with the Picts, or actually with the Pict sword, which, if you've seen Michael K. Vaughn's video on Conan for his Comic Book Wednesdays, he mentioned that it was kind of weird that that Conan managed to hold on to the sword forever because he really just uses what he has available to him. And I had joked in his comment section that, you know, maybe he lost it and found it a bunch of times afterwards. And it seems like that was kind of what happened. Or it would like magically appear next to him every once in a while after he lose it and stuff like that. And so I like that they bothered to explain how he managed to keep this Pictish sword for so long. Because in the Free Comic Book Day issue, he finds it when he goes off to his first battle, right? And then it seems like he keeps it forever, but here they kind of, retcon is too strong of a word, but they like go back and explain that it just like somehow found its way to him again, which is good. I like that. However, it kind of maybe adds value to the sword that it doesn't need to have, I guess. I don't know. It might have been easier for him to just like have found it once, lost it, and then found it again kind of more randomly, right? But I guess the supernatural element, it works, right? Because it kind of ties in with the Black Stone stuff, right? So it works. And so the spirits use Conan's body to try to chase down the sword after they realize that Conan gave it away or sold it off for money or something. And so they go back basically through the whole town. And they go to this person, and this person didn't have it, so they go to this other person, and then they go to this other person, and then a child, and then another person, and eventually they find it, right? They find it in a museum, and they use Conan to murder everyone there and get the sword. And then somehow Conan gets transported into Limbo, where we hear the words that Bellet told him, right? Or he tells the words to Bellet, you know, whether like what exactly is it? It's like, I will love you forever or something, even after death or something. And then that's when she comes back from the dead for a second to help him against the winged monkey in the Queen of the Black Coast story, right? He basically mirrors this to Bellet in this story, and then he mirrors his actions in the real world by hurting Bellet. He like grabs her by the neck and he's trying to choke her out, which is what he's doing in real life to someone. And this is where he kind of breaks out thanks to Bellet's promise, and he drives the sword through himself. It looks like, I thought it was his chest, but apparently I think it was just straight through his neck, right? So he like dies. But he gets sent to limbo again, or to a different plane or something, and he sees Brule again, and Briza's with him, and I guess that means that she was dead, she properly died. I'm curious how she managed to go into like the Pictish ancestral land or whatever, like the from Black Panther. And then there's like a huge explosion of energy. So I'm guessing that Conan is back to life in some way. I'm not really sure how. It's going to be really interesting to see how this kind of works, because it might make or break people's opinions on this story. I guess, has Conan ever come back to life? I'm trying to think of the stories that I've read. I've only read the first in the Del Rey collection out of the 3. I don't remember. I think there's been times when he's like knocked out and then he wakes up, and then people comment on the fact that he's like back from the dead, but I don't think that he ever like acknowledges I died and came back, right? Cole does. That one time that he meets like the Fairy King, Cole definitely goes and dies and then comes back, right? Like metaphorically. So I don't know if Conan has said the same thing, but I guess in the Frost Giant's daughter, he's delirious, he dies, he chases the Frost Giant's daughter, and then he wakes again when those guys find him, right? So I guess it works. Yeah, never mind. I guess it does work. I don't know. I thought there was going to be a harder time explaining it, but no, I mean, it doesn't seem to be the case. There's definitely precedent for this type of situation, right? So, yeah, overall, there wasn't really much going on. Like, it ended in a really cool way. I like the ending, but the kind of like tracking down the sword plot was not my favorite, because it's not very interesting. It doesn't really feel like a great battle against these evils. And so this kind of arc feels like it should have been shorter, like two chapters, maybe two or three. But you know, if you did that, you wouldn't be able to fill up a trade, right? So I don't know. I'm unsure how I feel about this arc specifically. I liked the first one a lot. I thought the ending was great. This arc definitely has cool moments, but it is significantly worse for me than the first arc. And I'm curious how other people are going to feel about it. But for me, if the first one was a 5 out of 5, this arc is like a 3 out of 5. Like, I like certain aspects of it. I thought that the ending was cool, but I didn't like the colors. The artwork is not my favorite, even though I do think it's good. And the storytelling mechanic was not my favorite either. I don't like this, like I like the mirroring of like past events with current events, like the parallelism of that is good, but it just felt like Jim wanted to tell the Queen of the Black Coast story, but didn't want to go against what he said before, which was, we're not going to do the original tales. And so he had to come up with like a story to fill that. Or also maybe like there was a way, like that was the way to decompress this. If you waste pages retelling elements of the Queen of the Black Coast, you can spend less time on the actual story that you're trying to tell. I don't know. It doesn't feel like it needed that long. And then this last issue doesn't really feel like the climax of the arc, if that makes sense. So I don't know. Those are my thoughts. What did you guys think down below? Let me know. And thank you guys very much for watching. See you guys later.